All right, thanks so much, Dan. Very good effort that you're doing down there in Newton. The weather radio is always important, and this lady here is doing something very important too. Dana Simmons. Is it Simmons or Simons?
Simons.
Simons is the executive director of Next Step, and she's here to talk about your important fundraiser, right?
That's right.
First of all, tell us about Next Step.
Next Step is a nonprofit, faith-based organization. We provide housing, programs, and services for men and women that are seeking to overcome addiction to drugs or alcohol.
You were just telling me about what brought you here, because you're not from this area.
I'm not.
In fact, your background was what, software engineer? Yeah. What led you here to Terre Haute?
In one word, it was God. We actually came here to do a prayer ministry, and as we were finding out about the drug and addiction problem, we just felt called to help in some way. We didn't know what that was going to look like, and it's turned into a wonderful ministry that is our life's work and our passion. We've served over 700 people with housing and services and programs over the last 8 years, and it is, as you said, everybody's been touched by it. It is an equal opportunity destroyer of lives. And
what was it you were telling me about the people that you work with?
The people, I say I have the privilege of working with the most courageous people I've ever met in my life, because to overcome substance use disorder takes every ounce of a person's mind, body, soul, and spirit. And so for them to do that, get their children back and get jobs, it's just, we get to see miracles, transformed lives.
Well, but miracles need money, right?
Miracles need money.
And tell us about this fundraiser real briefly.
What we're doing is we do an annual Passover banquet on the first night of Passover, and we serve a traditional Seder with the roast leg of lamb and the chicken and the matzo ball soup.
Great.
And we go through the whole process, because anybody who's suffered from substance use disorder is like being in bondage.
Yeah.
So we celebrate the bondage, the release of the Israelites from Egypt at the same time that we celebrate the release of our folks being released from the bondage of addiction. So we have a couple people that testify and tell their story, as well as having a traditional Passover Seder.
You've seen lives change, haven't you? Every day.
Lots of lives, every day. I say our paycheck is when somebody just showed up at my office today that was with us a couple years ago, and she stopped in to say how well she was doing, and she has her children back, and wanted to just stop by and say hi. And that's our payday. So people can and do recover. And there's so many people who need help, right? There are so many people who need help and need to know and need to have hope, right? Because it's a tough battle. It's tough for the family. It affects everybody.
If one last question: if there was an answer that you could provide to dealing with all this meth and the addiction, what would it be?
Care and compassion and support. We say it takes a community. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. It is having people around you. That is what solves it.
And this is a great way to connect with a wonderful organization. The Next Step Passover Dinner fundraiser is Friday the 19th. It's being held at the Meeting Grounds located at 1400 6th Street. It gets underway at 6:30 and ends at 8. Tickets are $50 for adults and $10 for the kids. A table of 8 is $400. To reserve your seat or for more information, go to nextsteptoday.org. Help this organization, because they are helping so many people in the Valley. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.